Welcome back to the SQL section of data engineering with Animesh, and today we are going to solve a very interesting SQL problem. It would be the 34th question in our SQL series, and this question is asked in many of the high-end companies, in many of the startups, and when they want to test your actual SQL knowledge. So, very interesting question, but very important question. So the name is tree node. So there is only one table, a tree, which has ID and PID, where ID is the ID of the tree or particular node, and PID is the parent node. Okay, I will explain you what they are. So see, each node in the tree can be of one of these type. Leaf, if the node is a leaf node. Root, if the node is the root of the tree. And inner, if the node is neither a leaf node nor a root node. Write a solution to report the type of each node in a tree. Now suppose this is a tree structure. If you have studied data DS or data structure. So you would have studied about this tree architecture or tree structure. So basically, this is the parent node. The first node is a parent node. The nodes which do not have any children, like 4 and 5 or even 3, is a leaf node. And the left one is a inner node. Okay, so this is represented in the form of a table. Means the input would be given in the form of a table. 1, no parent ID, means no parent. 2, the parent is 1. For 3, the parent is 1. For 4, the parent is 2. For 5, the parent is 2. So one would be root, right? No parent. Two would be inner because it is neither a leaf node nor a parent or root node. And rest are leaf node. Like 3 or 5 will not have any children. So these are leaf node. So we have to solve this in the form of SQL and give this output so that end user would directly know that which is the root, which is the inner, which is the leaf. So how you will tackle it? We are going to write three queries and we are going to join it with the help of a union. For each condition, we are going to write one query. That is the only possible way. You can go for case or union. I am selecting union because this gives me freedom to uh, write basic queries and then define using a union clause, independent basic queries. So first we will take care of the root condition. So which node will be a root if their PID is null? Simple. So what we do, select ID because ID we want in the output and select root as type which is another column name from tree where P underscore ID is null. Got it? Where PID is null. So I will run this and we should get a value root corresponding to ID 1. Okay. So our first query is done, right? Now I will now tackle the leaf node. Select ID, comma, leaf as type from tree where. Okay, now what is a leaf node? Leaf node is one where this ID, sorry, like 4 and 5 is a lead node or 3 is a leaf node, is not present in the PID column because they are not parents of any node. So their PID, they will not be present in the PID column. So जो ID PID कॉलम में नहीं हो वो लीफ नोड है. So उसको हम कैसे डिफाइन करेंगे? Where ID not in, simple, select distinct distinct PID from tree, and we have to tackle the null as well. So where PID is not null. Okay, and we are going to round it in this and this also inside of before applying union, and then I will apply union. Okay, now let's see what is the output. This, oh, PID P underscore ID. Okay, got it. Now let's see what is the output. Okay, so 1 is root, 3 is leaf, 4 is leaf, and 5 is leaf. Okay, so another condition is taken care of. Now third would be union. What we have to select? Select ID. Or I will do one thing. I have written this because I was trying to solve it. So I will just copy so it will not waste your time and will explain you. Okay, so just I will copy this. Okay. Now for inner, what we are doing, select ID, comma inner as type from tree where ID in. Where ID in. Now how we'll find inner node? If this ID, like 2 is the inner node, right? If we see the tree, 2 is the inner node. If this ID is present in the PID column, right? But this ID, okay, so this ID should be present in the PID column, but one problem is this, 1 is also present in the PID column, but 1 is the root node. So we are giving here two conditions. First, where select distinct PID from tree where PID is not null, where ID in select distinct PID from tree where PID is not null. So this will give me output as 1 and 2. These are the two IDs which are present in the PID column. Okay. Now the second condition that we will apply, and ID is not equal to select ID from tree where PID is not null. This condition is given to eliminate the 1. Now suppose if we would have run only this much, what it would give? Select distinct PID from tree where PID is not null. So distinct PID from tree where PID is not null. So what are distinct PID? 1 and 2 are the distinct PIDs. And select ID where ID in. So where ID in, so this would be selected and this would be selected because 1 and 2 are already given by the subquery. So to remove the occurrence of 1 again in the inner node because it is the root node, I have written one more clause with an and condition that it should the ID also should not have their PID as null. So if I run this, okay, so we got leaf node and we did not get inner. Let's see the case one. Sorry. So case one is solved. Okay, if we see, now see here. ID one is null. So this is output, this is expected. So ID one is root in a leaf leaf. Root in a leaf leaf leaf. Okay. So let's go to the question again. So what is the root where PID is null? Very simple. What is the leaf where leaf node are those node which would not be present in the PID column? So I have simply written select this where ID not in distinct PID from tree. Okay, this is just given to handle the null condition. Okay. Third is inner nodes are those nodes whose which are also present in the PID column, but we have to handle the root presence of root in the PID column. So for that we are writing just one more AND clause and we get the required output. So this is one of the most simple problem that you will come across, but the only thing is the frequent use of union, the use of conditions make it a bit complex, but it is one of the most asked question that you can uh, uh, take it as a note from me. And if you practice this question and if you try to if you are facing any problem in this question, try to solve it twice thrice and get very competent with these type of questions where you're using simple queries but only you have to use union or case statement where condition clauses come. So I hope you would have understood this question, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, keep practicing, keep learning, and goodbye.